Good stuff.
But,
Good stuff.
how y'all doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I guess we'll do a little introduction. I'm Hayden Lance, and
Yeah, I'm Colton Nyberg. It's very nice to meet you, Coach. We're big fans. We'll tell you that much.
yeah, definitely big fans. We're both Wyoming boys. Kind of grew up watching on the sidelines. Both Broncos fans. Definitely admired your way of coaching.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl 50, 2015. That was a good year to be a Broncos fan. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, most definitely.
It was a good year being a Broncos coach, too, especially the defense.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask about, Coach. What was it like coaching, in my opinion, one of the greatest defenses of all time?
Yeah, it was pretty neat. They could do everything, you know. We led the league in run defense, pass defense, and total defense, and almost every category you could think of. So, and then they played that way against Roethlisberger and then Brady and then Cam. So, yeah, they were really special.
Very special team.
Yeah.
I'll say, was there a moment in Super Bowl 50 where you kind of thought, like, I'm pretty confident we're going to win this, or were you just
yeah,
next
you know,
play?
I don't know if you remember, right before the half, they were almost in field goal range, and the game was close.
Uh-huh.
DeMarcus Ware got a sack, and time ran out the first half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that fired everybody up. And so we went in the dressing room. You know what I told them at halftime? I said, because our guys were charged up then. I mean, I said, hey, there's no way they can beat us. We just got to keep playing like we're playing. And everybody said, that's right, Coach. You know, so, yeah, that was a neat group. I'll tell you one story you might want to hear is that, you know, every game I coached with those guys, because I want them to play as hard as they can play and don't worry about making mistakes. So before you know, the night before a game, when I talk to the team about the game the next day, I always tell them at the end, I say, hey, mistakes are mine. You know, don't worry about mistakes. We'll worry about that later, but we'll correct those mistakes later on. But I want you to go out and play as hard as you can play. Because I've taught you all I can teach you, and you know, if you make mistakes, they're my fault. You know, so we played the Super Bowl, and the night before the game, you know, I came to talk to them, you know, the whole time and said, we got to do this, and these are the defenses we're going to run, and so forth, you know. And I said, all right, let's go get them tomorrow. And I started to walk out. One of the players said, Coach, what about the mistakes? I said, well, they're mine, and they all clapped.
That's amazing.
That's a good one. Coach, I wanted to ask you about your relationship with Aqib Talib. I've been watching these videos that you guys are pretty close. How did you guys develop that relationship?
Well, he's a great leader, you know. So, I mean, he was one of the leaders, certainly one of the leaders of that team. I mean, obviously Peyton was on offense, but he was a really leader on defense. So he's that kind of a guy, you know. I mean, he's a fun guy to be around. And, you know, he's a neat guy, but he also was a little more serious than people think, you know. Yeah, he was neat to be with, and then we did those videos those YouTube things before each game, each Super Bowl went viral. So yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
He's a special guy. Do you think that do you think there was any connection between you going to the Rams and then him signing there?
Oh yeah.
Most definitely.
There was definitely a connection. Yeah.
For sure.
We wanted to get him, so we did. And he helped us go to the Super Bowl. So and played good. We played good in the Super Bowl. Got beat that time, but with the Rams, but we played pretty good.
Funny story.
I will say I would rather see the Rams win that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
As an AFC guy, especially, always rooting against the Patriots. Got to. Coach, I think there's a funny story to be told in the story where you wore your father's jacket prior to that Super Bowl with the Rams.
Yeah, I just want to honor my dad. You know, a lot of people, especially like you guys, young guys, probably didn't know him. So, uh, you know, and I wrote a book about him. I don't know if you know
Son of
that.
Bum?
Yeah. So, because I wanted people to know about, you know, he was a real character now. He was, you know, he wore a cowboy hat and cowboy boots on the sideline. I mean,
Yeah,
nobody does that.
he definitely kind of fit the aura of Houston at the time, and I kind of was doing my research on him, and they had the bumisms, and he was always spitting, and he was just a character on the sidelines. And those,
Yeah.
I even remember hearing one story how he called in an ice cream truck to one of the practices for all the guys.
Right. Yeah, he did that. He let on Saturdays he let the players bring all their kids and their dogs and everything and practice. And dogs are running all over. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. He believed in having fun. He believed he said half of it's winning, but the other half is having fun.
Right, and he was a big believer that you win as a family, and that's a pretty cool thing to take away.
I think that's I think everybody tries to do that in the league, you know.
Yeah.
Because you fight hard for your family, you know. You're gonna play hard for your family, those kind of things.
Right.
And if the players all feel like they're all family, then they're more of a family. They do things the way families would do them, and fight hard for each other.
Right. There's more care.
Coach, I was going to ask about your coaching style. Do you think your time playing football, how do you think that affected the way you coach and the way you approach guys in situations?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a great football player. I was pretty good. Now, I wasn't good enough to play in the NFL, but I had a good college career, and I was more, you know, I was more analytic. I mean, you know, I knew what the plays were going to be, which helped me, you know, beforehand. You know, I recognized formations, and I've been around football all my life, and so I had a little edge there, so I knew what to anticipate, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't guess at things, but I anticipated things pretty well. I wasn't real fast, but I got to the ball pretty good on defense because I kind of knew where it was going and knew what plays they were running. So that kind of carried me over into coaching.
Yeah, I can tell sometimes when watching your defenses, it almost looks like you know what's coming because you know exactly when to send them blitzes. I'll tell you that much. That's what I remember about that 2015 season, especially. Oh my God, you guys were all over the quarterback. Yeah, well, yeah, in the championship game, we hit Brady 24 times in that game. Now that's the most. That's not only the most Brady had been hit; it was the most any quarterback had been hit in the last 10 years. So that's pretty amazing. I remember that game. I remember, Brady took a mauling, and that was fun to watch. I mean, you never want to see a guy get hurt or injured, but it was fun to see him on his butt instead of throwing touchdown passes against us. I'll say that much. Yeah, well, he's still great.
Yeah, no denying that greatness.
He's hard to beat. I'll tell you one story you might be interested in if you want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Before that, I had coached the East-West game, okay? Mm-hmm. And so I was coaching the West team, and the second day we got together. I mean, we hadn't been out. We didn't know each other. You know, I didn't know players. They didn't know me. You know, they didn't know each other. You know, they were all from all parts of the country. They all came in. Okay, and about the second day, you know, we'd only been together one day, and we hadn't practiced yet. Okay, and so I said, well, we got to go out. I was telling them what we need to do. We got to go out and practice. We got to do this. And I said, you know, at some time we ought to elect captains. You know, elect a captain. And a bunch of them said, Shiloh, you know. And I said, what? And then a bunch of other ones said, KO. And I said, what? And one group said Shiloh, the other group said KO. And I said, well, those two guys sound like those two guys are our captains, you know. And they said, no, coach, that's one guy. His name's Shiloh Kao. And I said, really?
Yeah.
And so he was a defensive back from Idaho, okay? And so I made him the captain. But I was amazed that, you know, like in a day, everybody knew him and all of them wanted him to be the captain. Okay? So a few years later, I was with the Texans and I was with the Texans and we picked him up as a free agent. He'd just come out of college. Or been out a year, I guess. Anyway, we picked him up as a backup safety. So he played backup safety for us there. And then I went to the Broncos, okay? Yeah. Well, I got the Broncos, and 2015, we had some DBs that got hurt, safety guys that got hurt, and so one day on Twitter, he tweeted to me that, hey, coach, I'm available, if you need a safety, and I hadn't thought about him in a while, and so I went to our personnel people and I said, hey, I know a guy that he knows our defense. He's a good guy and he's a backup player, but, I think it'd be good to pick him up because we got guys hurt. And he already knows our system. Yeah. So they said, yeah, okay, so we brought him in. All right. So we brought him in right at the last of the year. All right. And then we played the championship game, okay, against Brady and them, okay? Yeah. And now we're getting towards the end of the game. We're hit 20 to 10. No, we're at 20 to 12, right? Yeah. 20 to 12, and they throw a long pass to Gronkowski. Yeah. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, I knew the name sounded familiar when you said it.
Yeah, sorry. Well, they threw that one down to him, and our safety got hurt, so they scored a touchdown there. But KO went in. They scored a touchdown. Now it's 20 to 18 with a minute and something left, right? Okay. Yeah. They're going for two. They got to go for 2 points. All right. So the smart coach that I am, I called a blitz. All right. 2 point play. Well, on the 2 point play, KO now has to cover Gronkowski. All right. I mean, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about we got to get after him. Okay. All right. And he wanted to throw it to Gronkowski. KO had him covered, and so he tried to look back, and DeMarcus was there, almost hitting him, and he threw the pass, and Roby intercepted. Yep. And ran it out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So now that there's a minute left in the game, all right. Minute left in the game. They got no timeouts, but they're only 2 points behind, so they're going for the onside kick. All right. Yeah. All right. But we got to get the onside kick to win. They got to get it with a chance to win. They kicked the onside kick, and I bet you know who recovered it.
Shiloh Kao.
How about that? Yeah. That's pretty neat.
That's a cool connection.
I talked to him not too long ago. He was coaching in Idaho, and now he's got a coaching job at the University of Alabama. So
good for him. Neat. That is pretty neat.
Yeah, when you said the name,
that's a good guy.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. When you said the name, you said it, and I was like, I know that from somewhere, but I definitely remember seeing a KEO on. Oh gosh, what number? I think did he wear number 33?
Oh gee, I don't know. That might be right. Yeah, but
I can't remember, but yeah, that was an electric play. Well, both were electric plays, but
yeah, but I mean, but he came up with that football and then onside kick. We knew we were going to the Super Bowl. That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
it was pretty neat. He was out of football and such a good guy. I mean, that was the other part of it. That was the fun part of it. A really good guy comes in and has some success that helped us win. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big guy.
Not a lot of people remember the name, but he definitely had a big influence, no doubt. Oh, yeah. Coach, I got to ask you, did you ever think about switching and coaching up in the booth? Because I know you've had some sideline incidents, and I wonder if you ever thought about switching.
Get out of the way better, that's for sure. But I never did because I want to see the players when they come off the field. I want to talk to them. Sometimes settle them down. Sometimes encourage them. Just have that one-on-one individual time with players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Talib would come off and say, "Hey, call this, call this, coach. I'll intercept it." I said, "Okay," stuff like that.
I'll ask too. Who hit you harder, Martavis Bryant or Melvin Gordon?
Well, I broke a rib on one of them, but I tell you that, I think Martavis, when he hit me, I hit the back of my head,
Oh yeah.
and I also hit my elbows on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I was okay, I was okay. I was laying there, and they go to the doctor, and everybody comes up to you, and they say, you know what happened? I said, yeah, I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. The guy hit me, and I said, I hit the back of my head a little bit. I said, but my arms are numb. And they said, uh-oh. And that's when they strapped me and put me in the ambulance and took me to the hospital during the game. But I hit my elbows, and that really, the funny bone, I guess, what it was. But it did scare me a little bit because I couldn't, your hands were tingling,
Yeah.
Oh,
I said, and I told them, I said, that's the only thing wrong is my hands are. And when I said that, man, they strapped me down on that thing, didn't let me move my head or anything. So.
Yeah. I'll tell us at home, you had us all worried for you, especially just because, I don't want to see anything bad happen, But.
Yeah, well, my wife was up in the stands,
Oh, man, I couldn't imagine.
She's somebody said, hey, Wade's laying on the ground up there, So she got in the ambulance with me, and we went down there, but I was okay. And then we won the game, which did better.
So, Coach,
Heck yeah.
I thought I might have seen something on a video or something, but were you and your wife high school sweethearts? Is that?
Yeah, we were. I was a quarterback in high school, and she was a cheerleader,
Right.
Sad
Classic story.
Yeah. But I was only there 2 years. My dad, we moved there, so I was there my junior year. We went together my senior year. And then we broke up because we were going to different colleges. And about 3.5 years later, she moved to Houston for a job. And we got back together and got married in about 2 months. So, So I guess it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
It's only been 50 years that we stuck together, so I think it's going to last.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
congrats.
I think it might just.
It might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I sent out the original tweet on your the donation, the Zoom call thing, and I think she liked my original tweet. I don't know if she had any influence on getting this done, but that was pretty cool to see that she had liked that tweet.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a great gal. I mean, it's tough being a coach's wife.
Yeah.
And kids are gone a lot, and she raised our kids, but I tried to be there as much as I could because I was a coach's kid too, and I knew that my dad wasn't there a lot, so I tried to be there for my kids. And my son coaches for the Rams. So.
Yeah, you guys are the only third generation coaching family in the NFL history, right? Is that correct?
No, actually the Shulas are also.
Oh yeah, the Shulas. Who else?
Don Shula and two of his sons coached, and then actually one of them, his grandson coaches at the Rams, coaches linebacker. So yeah, us and the Shulas, which is a pretty good group to be with.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
Yeah, it's a pretty dang good group.
Yeah, it is. The Phillips and Shulas, no doubt. Coach,
Coach, I'll shift it a little bit, and I'm gonna ask about the league this year. I know you're not currently with the team, so I can get your free opinion, I suppose. But if I had to ask you, who's your biggest sleeper team to win the Super Bowl this year? Who would you say?
Oh wow. Well, let's see. Tom Brady's with Tampa.
Who would have thunk it?
He's only got 6 rings, and he's been there 9 times now. Don't tell me that it couldn't happen. He's got good receivers too now.
Oh yeah, he's got with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. And now Gronk and OJ Howard, and that offense is looking electric.
Yeah, and Arians is a good coach. So I mean, they got to play some defense, but they and they're in a tough division now. Atlanta,
coach.
And Atlanta and Saints. The Saints are tough to beat. So, and Carolina will be okay. But
And speaking of the Buccaneers defense, actually, with Shaq Barrett breaking out last year, seemingly kind of out of nowhere, and if I remember correctly, you coached him right with the Broncos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Would you have predicted that breakout season, and could you see the potential there with Shaq?
Yeah, he was a good player. We tried to get him with the Rams. They didn't get him, but we tried to get him. I wanted him. I mean, he's really. I knew. I didn't know he'd get that many sacks, but he's a good pass rusher and a good player. For a guy that's a free agent, especially.
Oh yeah.
And he also went to one of the Nuggets games. The basketball team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he made a shot. Made a half court shot. They have one of those things where you do a half court.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's on YouTube, but he did it backwards.
Oh, really?
He threw the ball backwards over his head, and it went in. Now, that might be one of the greatest shots ever.
That's crazy. First try, too?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah. And I don't think he got it. They just, they introduced him because he's a player and had him, shoot a half court shot. So he just turned around backwards and threw it up and all the way down the court, and it went in. And I think it might be on YouTube somewhere.
I have to try to find that.
But that's pretty neat, though.
Oh yeah.
He didn't win any money for it. I thought, man, that's almost impossible to do.
Yeah, come on, give the guy a buck or two,
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Speaking of
where are you guys now? You're from Wyoming. Where are you located? Where are you living?
Currently, I'm living in Laramie, Wyoming. The home of University of Wyoming, and Hayden is. Go ahead, Hayden.
Yeah, I just moved out here to Los Angeles, California, actually, just a couple weeks ago. So.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we grew up Broncos fans. I remember, golly, just loving that 2015 season. That was just one for the books.
You can't forget the 2013 season, even though I don't like talking about the end. But
who does?
That was still a fun year.
Yeah, they were pretty good that year. They shouldn't have been in cover 2, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, but gosh, I guess.
I wish I could.
Go ahead.
I wish you could see me because I don't know how to get the picture on here. I'll show you the Super Bowl trophy.
There's like a little camera button.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa.
There you are, Coach.
Get out here.
Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna show you guys some stuff from the Broncos you might want to see.
Most definitely.
Okay, that'd be really cool. Right. Thank you.
I gotta go upstairs here a little bit. But definitely from talking to you, I know you'd like to see it.
Yeah.
For sure. How you feeling about the Broncos this season? Is it in a personal bias question?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they do. I think they'll be all right. They're always done pretty well. Let's see if I can.
Wow.
You see that?
That's crazy.
And the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
All right, I didn't know. We got some more stuff. Big Bronco fans. here's the game ball. And the game balls.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's so cool.
And there is there's a case that the Super Bowl ring came in. They had everybody. They were all locked, and everybody had the key. And you open the key. I mean, you open the lock, opened it up, and then the Super Bowl ring was in there. And then
during the Super Bowl parade that year in Denver, I was actually at that parade. Not that you would have seen me or anything, but yeah, I was there. It was a crazy sight.
And then here's can you see the picture of the?
Wow, that's amazing.
That's pretty incredible.
Team picture, and then the ball signed by everybody. Super Bowl, and then Super Bowl champs, and let's see. That's one of my Bronco walls right there, and I got another one when I was there before. We went to Super Bowl the first time I was there. We lost. We lost the 49ers, but
yeah.
But these are the game balls from when I was there that time.
So that means you coach Steve Atwater, right?
Oh yeah, we drafted Steve. Yeah. There's my dog coach.
Oh.
I'm the one on the left that coaches the dogs.
They specified.
But this is my trophy, kind of my trophy room.
That's incredible.
Game ball and stuff I've kept. So
yeah.
I've been obviously been with a lot of teams, but but it's pretty neat. So
that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, thank you so much, Coach.
Hope you did.
I guess just to wrap it up, Coach, I got to ask you, you've coached some pretty incredible defensive players. If you could choose a guy to start your defense with, just a base team, are you going to go JJ, Von Miller, or Aaron Donald?
Or Reggie White or Bruce Smith?
Yeah, I mean, even those throwback guys.
They're all great. So great, it's hard to choose one of them. I will tell you this, so Reggie White held the single season sack record for a long time with 21 sacks. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then Strahan broke it with 22, but Brett Favre fell on the ground and let him. But anyway, he held the record with 21 sacks. But I was there coaching him that year, and it was a strike year, and so we only played 12 games that year. Now, he had 21 sacks in 12 games. I mean, nobody's ever come close to that. I mean, it's crazy.
I wish I could have watched him play. Watching his classic hump move where he would just throw offensive linemen like they were.
Yeah. He was a fun guy, man. He had, they had a rookie show every year, and he would always be in the rookie show because he could imitate it. He did Muhammad Ali and he did people like that, but he could do coaches. He do Buddy Ryan, and he had a knack for imitating people. So he was really funny. Team got a good kick out of him. He was a prankster. Coach would be up there. His D-line coach would be on the board talking with his back turned. He'd come pull his pants down. Pull his shorts off and down. Or he'd throw a Gatorade on you during training camp, like they do after a game. Coaches after a game. He'd come out there and throw a Gatorade bucket on you during the hot summer, which is really cold water. And of course, anybody else would do that. They'd kick off the team. But they always said, Reggie, he's a funny guy.
You can't really kick off Reggie White.
No, we said Reggie, he's a funny guy, and then everybody said, "Oh yeah, he's funny." Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, the last 5 years, man, I had a run of players that with JJ and DeMarcus and Vaughn and Aaron Donald. I mean, JJ's won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. And Aaron won it 2 times. And then I think Bruce Smith still holds the all-time most sacks ever. But Reggie, like I said, Reggie was right there. He broke Reggie's record. So I've been lucky to coach a lot of really good players.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What would you say the craziest fan base maybe that you've seen? I know you spent some time in Buffalo, and I know they have some pretty rabid fans up there.
Oh yeah, I've been on both sides of Buffalo. They'll throw snowballs at you on the bus when you come in there. They'll throw rocks and snowballs at you when they come in. So they're kind of wild. I mean, yeah. And they have, Buffalo's a small town. It's 78,000 people at every game, so it's packed, and they're crazy. I mean, in cold weather, they love it. When I was at Buffalo, Miami's in the same division, so they play each other twice. Well, they always play Miami early in the year. The Miami wanted to play Buffalo down there when it's hot, and then they always in Buffalo. When they played in Buffalo, they always played late in the year because Buffalo wanted to play Miami when it's real cold.
Oh, yeah.
So they scheduled the game that way every year for a long time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you ever feel that the Broncos did have a super huge advantage with the altitude? You ever felt like that helped your defense out a little bit some of those days?
Well, I mean, everywhere, I think they have the best fans. I think, but it's loud. It's loud in almost every stadium for the home team. I mean, it's just crazy loud, and and that's what home field advantage is. I mean, they get you fired up. It gives you that adrenaline. So, yeah, I mean, obviously the Broncos, because they've been winning. You think, well, because the fans only, but it's almost everywhere. It's tough to play anywhere where they're pulling for the other team, because it's not like college where they got half one team and half the other. It's Alabama and people like that don't have that, but I mean, but it's everybody has a home field advantage, that's for sure.
No doubt.
Yeah, well, all right, Coach, we've had you for a little over 30 minutes now. I don't want to keep you too long. And I'll ask now, we said we'd throw a donation to a charity. Is there any charities you'd like us to?
No, anything y'all do is fine. That'd be great. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll make sure I donate some. What was that, sorry?
Okay. Yeah, send me a text or something. Yeah, let me know.
For sure.
All right, I will.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, have a great day, Coach. Thanks for talking.
Yeah, fun talking to you guys. Thanks.
See you, Coach.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.